I'm Sabrina Marie, and we're doing our very first live edition of Cocktails with Sabrina Marie here outside at NC Red this afternoon. While all you crazy kids are stuck at home, we've decided to keep it nice and simple for you and teach you a very traditional margarita. So the name Margarita is actually the Spanish word for daisy, and it comes from the daisy cocktail, which is very similar, but it's traditionally made with cognac instead of tequila. One of the most prominent stories of how the margarita originated was in 1938 at Rancho La Gloria. Carlos Herrera made this cocktail for a dancer known as Marjorie King because she had a ton of allergies and tequila was the only thing she could actually drink. But when I dug a little deeper, I found that it first appeared in My New Cocktail book in 1930, and in 1936 was featured in the Syracuse Herald. Over the next decade or so, the margarita started popping up all over the United States and Mexico, and in 1953 was actually published in Esquire. When it comes to tequila, there are a lot of different flavors out there, but there are going to be three main types of tequila that you're going to find. Blanco typically has absolutely no aging. Reposado is matured in oak barrels for anywhere from 2 to 12 months. Añejo is my favorite type of sipping tequila. It's got a really nice flavor, can be substituted for bourbon in most cocktails, and it's matured in oak barrels with a capacity no larger than 600 liters for 1 to 3 years. But when it comes to mixing, we typically go for a Blanco tequila. This is going to have the truest expression of the agave plant, and it tends to be a touch less expensive, which hits the price point when it comes to mixing cocktails. My two favorite Blanco tequilas are El Jimador, which is actually named after the farmers who cultivate the agave plant, and the one we're using today, which is Lunazol Blanco. When any tequila has azul in the name, that means it's been distilled twice and it's only using the blue agave plant. Lunazol is twice distilled in traditional cognac copper stills. The aroma is going to have a nice hit of citrus, jalapeno, and an herbaceous salinity. On the palate, you're going to get some baking spices such as clove and cinnamon with some black pepper, and it finishes light and airy with nice hints of vanilla. And now it's time to make our drink. Woo, woo, woo! So I pretty much got us all set up here to make drinks. I've got my tequila, always add a little bit of Cointreau. I do have salt set up for this. I personally do not like salt on my margaritas. I think that it's just a way to disguise poor, I was going to say shitty tequila.
Yes, shitty tequila. We're not here for it.
Right. But if you're using something good, salt is really just a preference. I don't like it at all. Margaritas are pretty simple. When I make them at home, I make them a little stronger than I make them at the restaurant. And since you're at home, we're going to make them a little bit stronger. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lime and I'm going to roll it on my cutting board. So this is going to go ahead and get the juices flowing. I'm going to go ahead and cut that lime in half. Because I've been bartending for a million years, I know that typically lime has about an ounce worth of juice in it, and that's how much juice you're going to want to put into your margarita. So I'm going to take my fun little squeezer thing. Juicer? Alright, and now that I've done that, you're going to add, typically it's going to have agave syrup in a traditional margarita. I have simple syrup, so we're going to put about a half ounce of that in there. That's, again, a preference kind of thing. I don't like my margaritas sweet. If you want it a little sweeter, you're going to add a little more agave or simple. Then I'm going to do a 6 count of Lunazol. The best way to know that is to sing Stayin' Alive when you're counting. Ha, 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 Stayin' Alive. I'm serious.
I literally hope everyone's staying alive.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that when I started singing it.
Wash your hands to stay alive, make a margarita to stay alive, you know? The
Right.
essentials during quarantine.
Then we're going to do about an ounce of Cointreau. Before I go to shake this up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a half salt rim on here because when I taste it, I don't want the salt, but I want you guys to see the salt rim. I'm going to go ahead and fill my cup with ice. That doesn't make enough.
Sorry, I chose this.
Put a little ice in your shaker. When I shake, I use a Japanese style shake because it is the easiest one on your muscles and it keeps your cocktail from getting watered down. We're gonna pop that top, strain it over fresh ice. Cheers, make yourself a drink.